A woman thinks she took your place, but heaven is about to reverse everything. God message. Archangel Michael says your name is being carried carefully tonight, guarded like a flame that refuses to go out. In the shadows, a woman smiles to herself, counting a victory that does not belong to her. She believes your chair is hers now, your favor hers now, your destiny hers now. Her celebration is quiet and rehearsed, the kind that hides behind closed doors and curtained windows. She has studied your moves, copied your tone, and practiced your signature with trembling hands that learned to be steady. In her mind, the crown has already settled on her head. You feel the air change around you, heavy with news that travels without sound. Old messages resurface like footprints in wet sand, and a trail of whispers curls toward a single name. The room knows what you have carried, and the walls hold what you endured. Tonight the silent count reaches an unseen threshold, and grace tilts the scales you could not touch. Your tears become a ledger, your patience a key that fits a locked door. Evidence that hid in plain sight begins to glow like a coal in the dark. Type Amen to get blessing 333. A phone buzzes on a forgotten desk, and a screenshot waits like a sealed envelope. The hands that once pushed you aside now tremble under a truth that refuses to be buried. Every step she took to replace you left a reflection she cannot erase. A friend who watched quietly can no longer swallow the weight of what they know. Their heart turns toward courage like a compass pointing home, and the path of confession opens. Words that were stuck in the throat finally find their way to the page. A name appears in a chat log, and a time stamp matches a door left open. The promise she made to herself cracks like thin glass under a heavy heel. The story begins rewriting itself, line by line, without asking permission. Your spirit rises with a calm that confuses the room. You do not shout, you do not plead, you simply stand where you were always meant to stand. The ground remembers your footsteps and softens beneath you again. Type Amen to get blessing 444. A lawyer breathes in sharply when a document surfaces with edits that never belonged to you. The margin notes carry a rhythm that betrays the hand that wrote them. Ink cannot lie when the moment for truth arrives. She wore your perfume like a costume and studied your family names like a script. She learned your favorite coffee order and pretended the barista always knew her first. She staged a smile for the camera and tried to make the lens forget you. Underneath the celebration lives a fear that grew like ivy, slow and silent. She feared the day your real light walked back into the room and the shadows thinned. That day is now dressed in midnight blue and silver, stepping forward without noise. You hear your own breathing steady as the night listens. A soft wind moves through your chest, carrying the promise that nothing stolen stays settled. What belongs to you has your fingerprints carved into it like a vow. Type Amen to get blessing 555. A black car idles at the curb, engine humming like a low drum. Inside, a folder sits on the seat with your name embossed in clean letters. No one can switch the name on a door heaven has already sealed. Screens light up with messages that forgot to disappear. The same eyes that watched you fall now watch you rise without smoke or siren. Screenshots stack like bricks, and a wall of witness takes shape. Archangel Michael says the sword has already divided shadow from light. The cut is clean and leaves no room for bargaining with what is false. The path ahead is cleared like a lane through a crowded street. Her celebration turns to ash quietly, like a candle that burns out without a sound. The room that used to echo your absence now echoes your return. The carpet remembers your weight, and the chair adjusts to your spine. Type Amen to get blessing 666. You move with a gentleness that does not apologize for strength. You do not chase or beg, you simply arrive where promise told you to stand. The air recognizes your decision and carries it forward. The woman who counted your downfall begins to count her own steps backward. She rehearsed victory but never practiced truth, and now her script fails. The mirror she used to admire herself begins to show the missing pieces. In the quiet, you remember the seeds you planted when no one clapped. The work that looked invisible now rises like green shoots after a hard rain. Harvest always knows the name of the sower. A coworker who stayed neutral can no longer pretend that neutral exists. They send a voice note that tells a careful story in a steady tone. The timeline lines up like stars across a dark river. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The receipts that looked ordinary now tell a map with dates that match your disruption. The times you were delayed now show the hand that moved the clock. The delays become proof that favor was being preserved. You open a drawer and find the letter you wrote to yourself when no one believed. The edges are soft from being held, and the ink is brave. Your own voice becomes the witness you needed most. A door that would not open yesterday slides gently today. The security light turns green and the hallway brightens. Permission wraps around you like a coat that finally fits. Her circle grows quiet as truth settles on the table. No loud accusations, no chaos, just a steady unveiling like sunrise through fog. The fog does not argue with the sun when morning arrives. Type Amen to get blessing 888. A private investigator's report lands with pages that whisper your vindication. It reads like a tide chart, showing where the waters turned in your favor. The current that once pulled against you now carries you forward. She stares at the dates and tries to find a door that is not there. Every escape route she practiced closes with gentle finality. The building she tried to claim returns to its true architect. You hear laughter again and realize it is yours. It bubbles up without fear and paints color back onto your day. Joy remembers the exact address of your heart. Archangel Michael says restoration is not a rumor for you. It is a living decree that breathes in your home and rests on your name. What left your hands returns multiplied and clean. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The person who first believed the lie now speaks your truth boldly. Their apology travels farther than the rumor ever traveled. The apology plants a banner where the rumor once stood. Your phone lights up with affirmation from places that once looked silent. People step out of the gray and stand beside you with steady eyes. You feel community wrap around your shoulders like warm fabric. She replays her steps and finds the moment she crossed the line. That moment is not your burden to carry anymore. The weight leaves your chest like a tide returning to sea. A contract that seemed sealed opens for correction. The clause that cut you out is replaced with a clause that brings you in. No one argues when the signature of truth appears. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. You step back into your assignment without announcing anything. The work greets you like an old friend who never stopped believing. The room exhales because the right person has returned. Your name sounds different when spoken now. It carries steel and honey, strength and tenderness, memory and promise. The syllables shine like a cleaned window after rain. She wanted your place but did not want your process. She wanted your light but did not want your discipline. The difference becomes a teacher that everyone can feel. The celebration she held in secret fades like confetti swept into a drain. The floor is cleared and ready for a better gathering. This time the joy belongs to the truth. Type Amen to get blessing 222. You lay your hand on the work that waited for you. The surface is warm as if it knew you would return. The keys respond to your touch like instruments tuned to your spirit. A message arrives from a distant supporter whose faith never wavered. They tell you that your resilience carried them through a dark corridor. Your survival becomes a lighthouse for those behind you. You look at yourself in the mirror and see the softness that survived the pressure. You also see the iron that grew underneath. Both are holy in the way they balance your steps. The calendar flips to a page that favors you. Important dates line up like checkpoints you will cross with calm feet. The rush is gone because alignment arrived. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. The narrative that once drowned your name begins to speak for you. Even the walls that held the whispers now echo your vindication. Sound itself feels different in your space. You gather what is yours without fear or haste. Nothing is missing because what tried to go missing was kept for you. Preservation is louder than theft when heaven is involved. She watches the reordering like a spectator in a play she cannot rewrite. The script flows around her and carries her toward accountability. The curtain does not close until the lesson is finished. You choose softness over revenge and clarity over chaos. Your kindness becomes the proof that you were the rightful one all along. Strength that refuses bitterness looks like royalty. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. The path in front of you glows with quiet markers. You follow them with the confidence of someone who knows they are led. Each step lands like a signature on living paper. The house that felt cold warms as if a furnace finally lit. Rooms wake up and remember laughter, music, and honest breath. Your presence is the thermostat that resets the weather. All that was scattered gathers itself into order. Meetings align, calls return, opportunities reappear with polished edges. The delay turns into choreography that favors your pace. You close your eyes and thank the night for telling the truth. Your heartbeat returns to its favorite rhythm. Peace is no longer a visitor but a resident. Type Amen to get blessing 1444. The celebration she held for your downfall taught her a lesson she could not avoid. She learns that borrowed crowns are heavy and counterfeit. She learns that favor cannot be stolen, only faked. Your story chooses a new chapter that honors the storms you walked. The ink is richer because of the rain. The pages turn with steady hands that trust the author. People who doubted you now protect your name with quiet loyalty. They correct the room gently when lies try to rise again. Your legacy stabilizes where rumors used to dance. You rest without fear that something will be pulled away again. Rest itself becomes evidence that the war shifted. Heaven keeps what belongs to you on shelves that no thief can reach. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. The night is almost over and your spirit feels taller. Windows watch you with friendly silence, as if the city itself nods. The streetlights flicker like witnesses lining a parade route. Tomorrow will not carry the same weight that yesterday did. Your shoulders are free to lift new things that actually belong to you. Your hands are free to create without being punished for shining. The woman who thought she took your place returns to her own path. That path is no longer your concern or your burden. Your focus belongs to your assignment and your joy. The door that defines your calling swings gently and waits for you to pass through. Your name is written on the threshold like a promise you can touch. You step forward and the room brightens because truth has finally taken its seat. The morning opens like a curtain and reveals a room arranged for your return. Documents rest on the table with your name aligned in clean letters. The pen moves easily as if the signature has been waiting for your hand. A message of reinstatement lands with the weight of something inevitable. It does not rush, it simply stands in the doorway and allows everyone to adjust. Your chair receives you without creak or protest. The air inside the office feels new, like paint drying on a warm day. People move carefully, aware that truth has changed the furniture of the room. Eyes meet yours and stay steady because honesty has recalibrated the floor. You gather your materials with quiet precision. Nothing loud, nothing staged, only the authority of someone who survived the long night. The room decides to be kind because your presence instructs it to be kind. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. The colleague who kept their distance steps a little closer. Their words are simple and shaped like repair. You accept them because peace fits your shoulders better than armor now. A project you began months ago slides back to you like a faithful bird. The notes still carry your rhythm and the timelines remember your pace. You reopen the file and the screen glows like recognition. Boundaries rise around you like clean glass. They are invisible to the untrained eye yet strong enough to hold the new season steady. You move within them like a dancer who understands their stage. The celebration you allow yourself is soft and private. A cup of tea, a deep breath, a window you finally open. Gratitude hums low in your chest like a trusted engine. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. News travels to the woman who thought she replaced you, and it arrives without cruelty. It arrives like a mirror held in clear daylight. In that reflection she begins to see what performance cannot sustain. Her circle offers silence that sounds like learning. No jeering, no spectacle, only the stillness that follows truth. Stillness can be heavy when a script ends. You walk past resentment and do not pick it up. Your hands are busy holding purpose and plans. Freedom moves better when it is not carrying revenge. The city shows small signs that feel like coded applause. Green lights arrive at kind intervals and doors open without squeak. Even the elevator seems to know your floor by memory. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. A meeting turns into a turning point with no raised voices. Facts take their seats and timelines click into alignment. Everyone witnesses how restoration behaves when it does not need to shout. You speak with the calm of rivers after storms. Your sentences do not hurry and your tone does not chase approval. Authority rests on you like a coat designed for your frame. A new opportunity appears with edges that match your calling. It does not pull you out of yourself, it invites you deeper into design. You read the offer and sense the rightness sitting inside it. The contract language carries respect and clarity. No hidden clause, no smoke in the margins. You sign with a hand that trusts the page. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. At home, you light a gentle lamp and let the evening settle. The walls feel warmer as if they absorbed your victory. The quiet is not empty, it is full of relief. You tidy one shelf and it feels like you are alphabetizing your life. Each item returns to a rightful place. Order stretches across the room like a clean sheet. Your phone vibrates with messages from people who remember your kindness. They describe moments when your steadiness helped them breathe. Their gratitude wraps around you like a well-made blanket. You answer a few notes with sincerity and then set the device down. Presence deserves the full room tonight. Peace sits beside you and refuses to rush. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. The next morning carries the fragrance of promise. Breakfast tastes like victory without bitterness. Even the sunlight across the table looks deliberate. You review your calendar and it respects your boundaries. Tasks form a choreography that honors your energy. The day bows slightly and invites you to lead. A mentor calls with words that plant roots. They speak to the part of you that outlasted the storm. Encouragement lands in soil that is ready to grow. You decide to invest in something that feeds your future. A course, a tool, a practice that polishes your craft. The decision feels like a door that opens every time you touch it. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. An invitation arrives from a room that once overlooked you. This time the chair is pulled out and your name card is centered. The agenda gives you space to shape direction. You contribute with elegance and restraint. Every point is a bridge instead of a wall. The room tracks your voice and stays with you to the end. Afterward, a quiet corridor becomes a sanctuary of confirmation. Your footsteps echo with a cadence that sounds like yes. You smile because alignment is audible. You send gratitude forward like a seed into tomorrow. The seed knows where to root and when to rise. Harvest has already marked your address in its book. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. The woman who celebrated your downfall begins a different lesson. Accountability writes her schedule in firm lines. She meets it because truth does not accept substitutes. You do not rehearse her chapter in your mind. Your story is busy growing new rooms for light. Your attention belongs to what is building. An old picture falls from a book and lands face up. You remember the day you promised not to dim. The promise survived and brought you here. You stand at the window and let the breeze finish a sentence inside you. Completion feels like a key turning quietly. The future opens with the sound of something that fits. Type Amen to get blessing 2727. Your team gathers around a plan that finally breathes. Timelines adjust to your measured stride. The work becomes music again. A message from a distant city hints at expansion. The tone is respectful and the terms are clean. You consider it with a steady pulse. You write intentions in a notebook that knows your handwriting. The ink dries like a ceremonial seal. The page looks ready to become testimony. Evening returns and finds you stronger than the day before. Strength shows up as clarity and softness mixed well. You sit with both and feel complete. Type Amen to get blessing 2828. You visit a place that holds an early memory of your calling. The space receives you like a friend who never lost faith. Reverence rises without effort. A small child waves at you with the confidence of recognition. Their joy announces the future before it is scheduled. You wave back and the moment blesses both of you. A gentle rain begins and the street shines like polished stone. The city smells like beginnings after endings. You walk slowly and let the rhythm set the lesson. Home greets you with tidy lines and quiet light. You place your keys where they belong and exhale. Belonging becomes the atmosphere of the evening. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. Your dreams that night are untroubled and bright. Symbols arrange themselves like helpful maps. Morning finds you rested and certain. You send one final message to your past self in gratitude. You thank the endurance that carried you across rough water. You thank the wisdom that learned the currents. You look ahead and see days arranged like invitations. Each one asks for your presence, not your performance. Presence answers with a smile. The chapter closes without drama and opens without noise. Your name remains where it always belonged. Truth sits in the chair and refuses to move.